Hi, and welcome to another playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition. We had a little bit of problem. I had to update the drivers for my card, and of course, that basically means that everything goes to heck in a handbag. So there we are. There we are. This should be set up. Should be set up as is. And now we're sorry for that. Last time, well, I played a little bit on Sunday, off stream, so that I could do a couple of the things, just the audio. Because it's a lot of the one thing in this game has is you can do a lot a lot of busy work that people are really not interested in, right? It does have incredible long loading times, at least in the beginning. This has to sort of load the world. So today, I'm thinking going dragon hunting. There's a part in the hinterlands where there's a dragon. There's a couple of things I want to do there. So yeah, and we're gonna do something that I haven't done before. And in a playthrough, it's gonna be mostly a mage team. My mage and two other mages and just a warrior, and see how that works. Should work out, but if it doesn't, then we'll try for something else. So we're going to the hinterlands, to this camp. Cassandra, Vivianka, she has mostly ice spells, and Solus for the barriers and the revivals, the heals, basically. Well, now here you don't heal by magic; you just get to revive back up again. So you really only need one warrior to be always wailing on at least on this dragon. She brings up a lot of little dragon nets, dragonlets, to help her. So that's a thing. Hopefully they'll survive. So it's going to be basically a dragon fight and then something else. I just want to clean up I want to just finish up the hinterlands and be done with it. And then we're going to move on to some other areas. Maybe go to a swamp. Go to a swamp place. And also, you don't want to wait too much on a dragon because it becomes easier to kill the higher level up you are. But the nifty treasure that it has, it doesn't level up. Some of the treasure is like, it still becomes junk. So it always galls me when you get like a purple. It's like, this is useless. Like, but I wanted to use it. We're gonna have to move very fast through this area, though. Okay, let's see. Solus. No, not that. So let me give you Bell Strike or... Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, if I die too many times, then I'll pick up another... Loading screen. I pick up another group. But it should work. Oh, wait. Forgot. I can pack new Royal Alpha. See, everybody has the right potions. I think I'm gonna go with Lyrium on this one. We're gonna need it. That's gonna be important when the dragon links are up. Because basically this is the type of dragon that relies on having a lot of allies, and also there's a thing that it does, that it tries to wear you down before you actually fight her. So you have to you can't stay on too much and fight. You have to sort of rush. You waste your time and your resources. You can pick up all this stuff later on. She'll keep, which makes sense, right? If she's protecting her territory, she has fire breath. She's gonna blast you while she's on the wing. Sometimes you do have to fight. Loot and move. Just keep going. Just keep going. You can destroy the primeval. And here's another thing. The game doesn't allow you to save because you're under attack. So let's see if we can summoning her kids. Kids, don't get into the circle, you're gonna die. Dragonlings can take care of themselves. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm killing dragons, doing the dragon hunt here. go. First dragon down. I'm looking to do all the dragons in the game.
Is everyone all right?
That last burst of flame nearly roasted us.
Nice. Let's see this. I'm level 12. Hey, how you doing, Hector? There should be more treasure here, I think. Oh, here comes the dragon. Actually, that proved to be a pretty good team for this dragon. Nice. Really got him. Now I'm basically finishing up the hinterlands, so I had to do the dragon and some shards and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's do this. I really like this part of the game, fighting the dragons, because the dragons, each one is a bit different, and they're tough. You know, they're the kind of fight that if you think the rest of the game is easy, except for the very last dragon I always fight, which tends to be pretty weak. Almost all these dragons are tough. There are 4 of them in one location, which is just the last one. It's a fire dragon, and she really is a tough one. She's the second to last dragon. So how you been doing, Hector? Hope you're having a good day. I said, well, as the rest of chat. How many dragons? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 or 7 dragons. I'm not really sure how many exactly. Okay, don't quote me on that one, because lightning cage. Yes. Also, like, the dragons usually are the ones who have the best treasure. Not necessarily in raw treasure, but rather in building materials. Because dragon blood, dragon scales. Vivian really is overpowered with that blizzard spell. Well, it's aside from
78 in line to the Navaran throne, Cassandra. That is rather far off. Even so, many enjoy the idle life afforded by the most distant of titles. You could have been provided with every luxury if you'd remained in that life.
I am ill-suited to finery, Vivian. Besides, I can accomplish more as I am now.
You pursued duty and responsibility, a path that took you next to the Sunburst throne. Well played.
I try to do the Maker's work. Where I stand while doing so is unimportant.
You must admit, it does help.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they wanted to get away. They kind of went a little bit with, again, the Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. The dragon that spews lightning, the dragon that spews ice, but give it its own twist as well, right? I think I call Dragon Age a pretty good sort of home D&D homebrew campaign. That's one way of looking at it. A very well done one, by the way. Let me see. Well, not. Do I have to step on the fire? I guess I do have to step.
Help Vivienne!
Now I like the fact that you can use magic to cross things like that, but these are pretty flimsy bridges, you know. Like erect a barrier to stop.
We're clearly up to something.
Erect a barrier to stop the darkspawn. It's like 3 boards. Yeah, that's not gonna stop anything. Yeah, this is probably red lyrium smuggling. That ain't gonna stop nobody. It ain't gonna stop me. It ain't gonna stop you. I mean, they have like swords and hatchets, and it's not gonna. They want to go through there. They're gonna go through there like a scythe through wheat. It ain't gonna stop nobody. Also, what's gotten, I'm probably gonna have to play this game. Well, you know, Monster Hunter comes on Thursday. Although, happy to announce that unless there's a time change, I am joining a new sci-fi game, role-playing game. It's a sci-fi game. We don't have a title for it yet, but I am the captain of the ship, the Gamble. Sort of. It's a bit of a running joke, but I'm very excited. It's gonna be at 1 o'clock Eastern on RP Glory's channel. So if you like to see me role play and see other people who are extremely cool, you can join us there. I'll try to make sure that it gets rebroadcasted here in my channel. I don't know why, but there seems to be a problem with rebroadcasting, hosting for some reason. So that's gonna be a thing. We're talking to the Discord, and we're all very excited. It's my second show that I've done. I did one on RP Glory's channel, called also Sci-Fi. It was the Eschaton, sort of a game test that he was running. He's still running on his channel. Just check out RP Glory. He has a bunch of channels, games running at a time. More Dragon Lance. More the Barrier. Pretty bloodthirsty, aren't you? Alright. Now they're all leveling up very nicely. Thank you very much. I like the fact that, for example, all the large dragons are essentially all female, and the males don't get to be full-size dragons for some reason. Oh yeah, we gotta break this for Varric. We gotta do this for Varric. Varric is not here, but I got. This is one of the things that's like lore, particularly lore and gameplay segregation. Red lyrium is toxic, and red lyrium is even so. But let's see how we destroy red lyrium. She was supposed to kick it. The animation was supposed to be a kick. But if you touch it, if you rub against it, nothing happens, right? Which, I understand, because it would be pain in the ass every time you go around, red lyrium all over the place. Like, oh, don't touch the red lyrium. Well, I don't know. It could make for a cool mechanic, I suppose. My character record. Everybody leveled. Vivian. Now you're getting more ice powers. You're more powerful as an ice mage than you are as a knight. More dragonlings. almost always choose lightning, but I guess I'm thinking of switching to ice because as a battlefield control ability, they're awesome. Dalish warrior. Ooh, that's a nasty thing. This place is full of... Okay, let me do the thing. Get the final shards. Yeah. Well, I do enough so I can, you know, get Varric on my side because there's... I need to get Varric on my side. I like Varric a lot, and there's a decision that I always like to make later on in the game. No spoilers. That Varric certainly will not like. So it's like, well, I actually enjoy making the decision then making you miserable. But here I'm gonna destroy more Lyrium for you. Besides, I was like Cassandra just busted out. It's like she just kicks like bam, like getting this one is a bit of pain in the butt. Get up there. No. Oh, there you go. Fell again. By the way, I never side with the Templars. I don't know. I can't. I mean, yeah, the Templars are also suffering, but... And a lot of Templars do mean well, but it's just... No, don't. There you go. Up and at him. What? You see that? He just kicked me off. It's like, nah, you're off, dude. You're off, son. Like... Where next? Where to next? Okay. Like, nah, it's too easy. Boof! Off you go. And like, you son of a... You can't... More Dragonlings, which means more blood and more scales. It's interesting that dragon blood is not the requirement to do the dragon slaying rune. I guess that was too straightforward for somebody. It's like, no, we have to do something else. Let's go with spider glands because reasons. It's like, but that doesn't make any sense. I guess you're poisoning our giant spiders, the natural enemies of dragons? I don't think so. Is it just a poisoning? You're poisoning the dragons, and that's how it's. That's why it's. Why just dragons? Why couldn't it be just a poison blade or poison rune? Okay, I got to go over here. Climb this bit. Also, dragon fights are one of the reasons why I actually like... and the last one. The last one in the hinterlands. Yes, but if it were a basilisk killing rune, I would understand. But a dragon killing rune? Quest completed. There goes the nug. Wait, I think there's... Oh, wait. I have to go back. Oh, okay. To go back because... in summoning a horse. Because I think there's a laurel. I think I missed a plant somewhere, I think. Okay, fine, I'll fight you. I think I missed a plant. And it- Viviandier, you have ice on your veins. I mean, I like these little details. Like this is just randomly there here. Like, I guess someone comes. It's a little tribute to someone or something, you know. Yeah, I think because if I get this right, there must be, I think, a laurel. A rare plant here.
My dear Cassandra, whatever persuaded you to bring Varric to the Conclave?
I wanted him to testify about the events at Kirkwall to the Divine.
He wrote all of that down, did he not? He didn't need to come in person.
The Divine also wanted him to autograph her copy of Hardin Hightown.
I like those little details. Like, well, you see, my boss really wanted an autograph, and yeah, I think that's just for convenience sake. That's just, you know, and not to. I mean, they're not gonna. It is good for convenience because they didn't want to animate their horses and your horses, and everybody gets horses, and which they should have, but they didn't. So there we go. Oh, more obsidian. Outside. Ah, Blood Lotus is also important. I mean, we already have the garden, so there's that. It seems everybody's a fan of Varric, which I don't blame him because Varric is a cool dude. One of the best characters in the series. In spite of the fact that it came out of one of the worst games in the series. Well, not one of them. Well, there's the iOS game, I suppose. Solus, I know you're a mage, but running through fire is still hazardous to your health. Don't do that. Not to revive you. Okay, I think... yes, Humble Book Bundle. Thank you for the announcement. But it would be, but it would be kind of stupid because it was like, oh, I have a horse who's supposed to run very, very fast, and these guys are keeping up with me, but if I'm on foot, they can't. What's going on here? Like, it would look cool, but at the same time, I rarely use the horse. I think the only place where I use the horse is in the deserts, which are just big expanses of nothing. I mean, I like most of the environments, but the desert environments are the ones that are kind of boring because, you know, they're deserted. It seems, well, and if you choose the right divine, then the new divine is also a fan. But again, I don't want to spoil anything. I already said too much as it is. It's kind of hard when I know most people that will be watching this are already fans of Dragon Age Inquisition and know that they're playing, but you never know who has played. And it's like, well, it's an old game. It's like, yeah, but it's not like 20 years old or something. You don't have to be an asshole about it. I mean, I myself rarely... There are very few things that I will like... There are very few things that I go like, oh, spoilers, you spoiled me, blah blah. I'm like, nah, I don't care, to be honest. Elf fruit. Nah, oh, okay. I thought there was a laurel around here, but But no. Okay, never mind. We're done here. Yeah, we basically done everything we can except maybe come back for some, small quests for other people. Like Dorian. Just come in, kill a couple people, and move on. There's a book I need to get for Vivian as well. The backtracking on this game is not as bad as in Mass Effect Andromeda. And I mean, here's the thing about backtracking. I don't mind backtracking when it's done well. And when you get a chance to, like here, to basically clean most of the area and just like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, and that's pretty straightforward. I hate backtracking when you have a map that is chock full of things, and it's like, oh, I want to clean everything. No, but in order for you to finish this part, you have to go to this other place, go like for like 3 or 4 or 5 loading screens, go there, which is also chock full of things that you can't really talk about and deal with, and on and on and on. Oh, I was gonna do this last night, but it's like, no, this is too funny not to do it on camera. Your trainer.
Hello. Yes, hello. I am your trainer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am your trainer.
you said that.
Good, because it has been a long journey. The cause is just, and if we don't start soon, you won't have time to learn. I am your trainer.
Are you alright?
You seem a little scattered.
It's nothing. I'm just a little fatigued. It's nothing. Thank you. I was charged with studying the breach and the subsequent rifts to discover how they affected traditional disciplines. I was enthralled. So were the 19 others, I presume. They're dead. They learnt the power, but couldn't wield it. Rift Mage Inquisitor. The forces are incredible. And with training, you will be incredible. I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
You said that. Yeah.
The rifts were triggered by the breach. There's already a school of magic.
A school? No. Yes. Sort of. The holes in the veil flooded us with magic, and that can be used. It changed some rules, modified them, enough that the careless inverted themselves, old forces in new forms. Others will try, their results will vary, but you will have the best instruction. Because your trainer has already taken the risk. The price has been paid.
And I think she says like 19 others, so there were 20, and she's one in 20 survived this, and I'm supposed to trust her.
Who charged you with studying magic from the rifts?
The Mages Collective. I did not just say that. Yes, I did say it, and we're proud to help. We are nimble, we could move quickly and commit people to this rift magic. Many people. Their lives made it stable and safe. We're very proud.
A note on the Mages Collective. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, because one of the running themes of Dragon Age is the fact that mages are kept in circles and all that. But the more you play the games, the more you realize that the circles of magi at best are more of a sup, right? They're there to make people comfortable, because there's places where the circle of magi, well, in Tevinter, for example, they exist, but it's like an organization, like a fraternity, right? Rather than an actual keeping the mages locked up with Templars. And in fact, the Templars that exist don't know how to suppress magic, and they're basically just forces that serve under the so-called Black Divine, and the Black Divine is a mage, so essentially they serve the mages, right? Then you have mages that serve nobles, or mages that are born to nobility and hide the fact that they're mages. Like there's an early, when you meet Sarah, when you recruit Sarah, that's a mage, but he was clearly probably a noble as well. He was dressed like a noble. He fired magic. You have Vivienne, who, even though she's a member of the Circle of Magi, in fact, she became the leader of the Circle of Magi, she also was someone who was able to maneuver political affairs, and you have in Origins, you have at least one mage that seems to be able to come and go rather freely. She asked permission, but also in Awakenings, you have mages traveling around with no escort, no Templars escorting, and they were in fact going to have a meeting. The Chantry must have been nervous about this great meeting, but so really the Circles of Magi, you have the Mortalitasi, which apparently have noble rank and can have families and stuff like that. There's something about the College of Cumberland or another college somewhere where essentially the Templars were like, yeah, we know that the mages are here, but so it seems that the system of Circle Magi was already either very leaky, right? And then you have the Mages Collective. This comes from the Origins, who essentially are all apostate mages who already organized and protect their own, and also are very harsh against blood magic, and overly harsh, right? They literally, there's a mission in Origins where you go around marking the houses of those who are, I think, blood mages, so that the Templars can come in. In fact, they work with the Templars undercover with some Templars and smuggle lyrium and all that. So already the system of the Circle of Magi was impractical, to say the least, if it wasn't actually collapsing under its own weight. And this is just one of those.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
You are the Inquisitor.
And?
You deserve power that casts your enemies aside with the abandon of a creative force, crushes them with your very will. That is the promise. Who better than you? You are the Inquisitor.
You didn't mention your name.
I am your trainer.
That isn't a name.
It is what I am. I try very hard to remember that much. There is so much else to keep in mind. Understand, Inquisitor, that I have learnt it all very quickly, so you do not have to.
She looks like a granny with that hair, but she has white hips as hell, too. Again, every woman in the game, every human female has the same.
Very well. Show me how this should go.
It goes places you have been, and some you have not. That is necessary. So the price is not paid twice. Follow the instruction, and you will know the way. You'll understand the power. Then, I'll show you more. After all, I am your trainer.
Okay, I gotta get Venatori Tombs, which means I have to go to the desert and kill all the Venatori. Hey, Hadan, how you doing?
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
Yeah, it also proves a lie about the mages not being able to rule themselves. Although the fact that they can...
finally died. It was a blessing, really. I've had so much pain since Haven.
Main watchtower, I need quarry, I need logging stands and quarries. It's gonna take it.
He was out of his mind at the end. He smiled, said he smelled his mother's turnip stew, and slipped away.
Cassie.
You need something.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original
Yeah, I think.
Inquisition
Well, in
long ago,
Rivain,
when it
yeah, there's
united
no.
with the
But
Chant.
Rivain is like a. Again, it's a sort of a place where it's between the Qunari and the rest of
We were meant
Theta.
to
So
be
the rest of Theta,
incorruptible,
the Chantry
above
really doesn't
reproach.
have.
How seldom does
Yeah,
reality match the ideal?
But what are
The Chantry doesn't have it.
Those who know anything of us
In many
think
ways,
we
I
are
think the Circle of
Templars.
Magi are more
We do not use
designed to
Lyrium,
give
however.
Chantry
Our
power,
abilities are different,
right?
as was our
And
original
for
purpose.
the
We
power
disciplined
structure
the
to able to
Templars and were
harness
accountable only to the
magic,
divine,
particularly for war, but
and
also for
not even
healing
her,
and
truthfully.
all the things, right? With that, essentially, it is a form not necessarily of chattel slavery, perhaps close to it. Well, actually, it is chattel slavery because it's the children of mages can literally be ripped out from their mother's womb if they get pregnant in the circle, and children just get picked up from the streets, so they're not bought and sold per se, but they're treated as objects. So in the worst case scenario, yeah.
So nobody ever watched over the Seekers?
It was the Divine's duty, but she could only do so much when the truth was hidden from her. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
And it's also and this is very interesting about the rebellions of the Circle of Magi, the Templars, and the Seekers, and what power really is. The Chantry, especially the Divine, had a lot of power, because they could force mages into circles of Magi, and the population supported that, the nobles and all that, and because the Templars and the Seekers obeyed the Chantry. The moment they decided not to obey the Chantry anymore, the Chantry lost power. Right? One of the things that happened is that the Chantry doesn't have any power because it doesn't have an army. It has no way of enforcing its edicts. Right? And that's what the Inquisition is all about. Right? And it's very
You
interesting.
think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
And I think that's one of the very interesting things about this game. It talks about checks and balances, right? And that's not a new concept that magically appeared in 1776, right, or thereabouts.
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from Lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
I think that would not be possible. I mean, in order for that to happen, you would need to have... I mean, think about it. This is based on, by this time, late medieval Western Europe. And the Chantry is the church, particularly the Catholic Church. And what happened to the Catholic Church? It had... it went through reform. You have the reformers, you had schisms, etc. But there was power. Remember, you have the sort of holy or unholy trinity of the Middle Ages: the nobility, led by kings and queens, mostly kings, the church, and everyone else. Right. The church filled a middle role. They were, and even up to the 20th century. They were the basic providers of education. They were the basic providers of alms to the poor and succor. So they filled the social space that the society required, especially when dealing with the poor. That meant that the population supported the church because the church supported the population, even more so than nobles. Nobles basically were supposed to provide protection, but ultimately they were the leaders and the warriors, right? At least war.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame.
Liar.
Both mages and Templars bend before my will.
So you
Some
would
seekers
need,
use it to
there's,
interrogate.
for example, you would need a
Others simply to
strong
paralyze.
move to,
Once there was a seeker who could use it to kill.
you know,
That particular gift is considered rare.
a reformation beyond reformation. You really would have to question the maker, and I could see that the events of Inquisition could lead to the weakening and eventually the not the dissolution, but certainly the weakening of the Chantry, to the point that it isn't a power the way it is. But for example, the power of the Catholic Church in most of Europe wasn't really broken until the time of Napoleon, who literally went to Rome and raided the files of the Inquisition. The Inquisition was still active into the 19th century. He hated the Inquisition of the Roman Catholic Church. Most of those files were lost under torrential rains and all that, so we don't know exactly what they were there, but he raided them. And the fact that he could do that effectively, and you also want to see more infighting between the nobility, and also one of the things that took down the church as a power was the
Why did
conflict,
your order
not
turn
here
against the
here with the
Chantry?
mages, but
We
more importantly,
originally
the
united
conflict
with the Chantry
between
through a treaty that
nobility
stated they would keep
and
mages under control.
and the
It was
church,
felt
right?
most holy
Secular
and
power
tacitly
versus
allowed
temporal
the
power.
circle of Magi to
Temporal
vote
power
on
versus
its
divine power.
independence, thus breaking the treaty.
I don't really
The
see that.
Seekers
You
saw
don't see a lot of
themselves as
nobles
justified,
here, as
and
of
they
the
led
time
Templars
of
into a war
Inquisition,
of righteousness.
challenging
You sound like you
the
disagree.
Chantry. In fact, they seem to be very
We knew
dependent
what
on
was
it.
happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of
I
her
would
charges
like to
years earlier.
see
But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided
a
her
game
actions
were
were
the next Dragon Age
justified.
really takes
If
on the
we'd
next
been there
Dragon
when it
Age,
happened,
right? A couple
if we'd
centuries
looked
afterwards,
harder
right?
at the root
Because in Ages,
causes-
You're right. Something should have been done.
When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
I've no more questions.
so that's what it would take. At least if we're following the sort of medieval, Western medieval, Anglo-French analog that this game is, right? For Array being France, for Eldon being Britain, in general, particularly England, right? If you follow that historical analog,
How was a place like this ever lost?
then, and also remember, now you have Solas running up. Sorry, spoilers. You have other forces that this game unleashes, right? Those I think could be more powerful, right? In many ways, this game does set up the dissolution of the Chantry, and it changes, fundamentally changes, or it's going to change. So I think the next Dragon Age will be literally in the next Dragon Age, right? A couple of centuries afterwards. The dragons exist in this, and then they go away, and then they return back a century or two or three, which happens every couple of centuries, and that would be a Dragon Age. I would like to happen to see a Clockwork Age, or even a Steampunk Age type Dragon Age. I have an idea of how things would go, but it's kind of spoilery. Well, spoilery in the sense that you already know that there's time magic. People already seeing what it is, so I'm not spoiling what you're already seeing in the. But if they were to apply time magic, I would like to see 2 games. One that goes into the future, perhaps into a sort of a Ferelden, Britain, or the analog of Germany, perhaps in the Industrial Age, with magic and all that, very steampunky, and another one that goes into the past, like sort of pseudo-Roman, Greco-Roman past, where you have the old Tevinter Imperium. I think that would be very interesting to see, with the use of time magic and all that. Especially if they're not gonna, repeat and use the Inquisition in the future, right? If they're gonna simply pick up where this game left off, then I guess they'll use the Inquisition in some way. But master.
A nice simple.
Let me see. Superior Cow, Chapter's Code. I already have that. But I don't have any warriors that can use a Dalish warrior armor. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that one. And I already gave the ones. Okay, never mind. Craft weapon. Wave blade. No. It's like a dual bearded axe. X. Did that already. Wow. Let me check. Okay, never mind. Yeah, and probably they could do it better than Fable, because Fable had a lot of good ideas, but the execution left a lot to be desired. Especially as time went by. The last game, again, the last game had a pretty cool idea, but again, the execution was pretty poor. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to. If I were war, okay, let me check what's Cole is wielding. 252. Oh, he can't. 195. I can do a 216. Let's do a 216. Let's give him heal on hit because yeah, I don't know if you saw me playing the original Fable couple of like a month ago or two. And I really love it. It's one of my favorite games. Okay, what Sarah has. Sarah has a... Wow. She has trash. 88? That's like no damage whatsoever. Yeah. Let's give her this. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I really liked it. It was the complete version, the one that was remade for PC and Xbox. It's like okay, I gotta. This is what I don't like about this game. Wasting all this time buying and selling and buying and selling and. Didn't I just give this to Sarah? Sarah. Sarah. Okay, let's sell the Mind Leech one. Okay, there we go. Yep, I did that. Okay, let's open up a new places. I need Venatory Tome so I can unlock that new ability. And yeah, let's go to the desert. Also have to deal with the Grey Wardens as well. Well, first, before going to the desert, we're going to a rainy place. Well, that was basically a pitch battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me, nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful to Chris's help. We won't have found them without you. King Alistair Thering. Oh, I love Alistair. Some people hate him, but those people are not me. Our emissaries have returned, or someone has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors of Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share so much wealth. He runs a threat or if he opposes. Nice. Edgy dagger grip. How edgy are you, huh? Find the warden. Let's find us a warden. Sarah. I really need to buy those DLC, but the DLC are expensive. Unless they do they're like $15 each. So which means I need to get 3 pieces of DLC, so it's $45.
Good to see you're safe, Inquisitor. We've got trouble ahead.
If you're on edge, I should alert the entire Inquisition.
Or increase my hazard pay. That's an option.
Are things that bad?
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight. It's not the only rift
yes,
in the area.
The first
But
time I
after it
played on the
appeared,
360, for some reason I
corpses
couldn't
started walking out of the
import
lake.
my
You'll have to
my
fight
world
through
state.
them to get to the cave where
So
Sir
I
Hawke's Grey
basically
Warden
created a
friend is
new one
hiding.
for this. Basically, it's my world state from.
I wish we could get better acquainted, Harding. When the dead aren't rising around us, perhaps.
The world would crumble to dust before you ran out of ills to fight. Maybe someone in Crestwood can tell you how to get to the rift in the lake. Maker knows they'll want help. Good luck, and please be safe.
She's cute. So yeah, in this particular one, I chose Alistair reigns alone. So that's why you saw him. Let me see what she needs.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
That's not what she wanted. Yeah, but I usually don't
Must be a way
follow.
to get to the rift in the lake.
Swimming?
It sounds different. The water changes the song.
want to get that piece. Come on. Screw you then. No iron for me, I guess. Old Crestwood. I don't. Well, I guess this is after it got flooded. Otherwise, we would put a sign saying Old Crestwood. It would be. Yeah, she does have range.
Grey Wardens, thank you for your aid, Inquisitor.
What are you doing in Crestwood?
Named Stroud is wanted for questioning. We heard he'd passed through here, but the villagers knew nothing. They have troubles enough.
What have you been told about this rogue warden?
Warden Commander Clarel ordered his capture. I can say no more than that. I hope Sir Stroud comes with us peacefully. I trained under him for a time. He's a good man.
You alright, buddy, there?
Will you stay to fight the undead here?
My orders forbid it. Crestwood was only a detour. If the Inquisition can help, I beg you to do what you can. The villagers have already lost too many.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Get back to walking, dude.
Are you sure we can't help the village?
Our orders are clear. We can't find Warden Stroud. We return to command.
Stealing from the cup, huh?
None of those wardens mentioned a new leader. I don't think they're part of Corypheus's plot to seize the Order.
They stay by oath more than blood. Not theirs, then their own. They're true.
I hope Hawk's warden friend has answers for us.
More spindle wheat. I don't remember ever taking this road before. This is a new one. I think it leads to the same place. It's the edge of New Crestwood's docks. Why is it at all a dead elf? This is where the game... this is where the game breaks up a little bit, because here's when it's very easy to over-level. Keep must be claimed. Let us keep the claim the keep. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta rescue some. Yeah, I gotta do that as well. Never mind. Before I do this, I gotta go and do the other thing in the other place. Rescue the
That fort looks occupied.
Gate open, no patrols. Risky, but we could rush it.
Sure, let's rush it. guess we're storming the castle then. I guess I am having fun storming the castle. You were waiting to do that, weren't you, Troy? Samite. Put this cage here. No, wrong spell. That was... Let me see who joined. Somebody joined, yeah. Daxy's now following. Thank you, Daxy. Welcome to the channel. Let's go, let's go, let's get all the loots. Also, I love the regeneration potions. They really are the best potions, especially for mages. It's like... Well, let's charge up our characters then. Yeah, that was a loading screen right there. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Comes the big guy. Fire and lightning and rain.
I think that's all of them. We could throw the Inquisition's banner over the battlements. The villagers may not even object.
Well, certainly not going to. Against something called the Inquisition? I don't think so. Let me pick up all the loots. The Last Stand. The Last Dance. Okay, let's see. Iron Bull weapons. you got yourself a new weapon. The archers were really doing some damage to me. This is another scene that in the 360 version looks horrible. Like the flag is, it doesn't have any, there's not as many people in the castle as you think. It's a defensible position, but not that. Also, I'm pretty high level as well. At a lower level, I would have been trashed. Those archers would have killed me very quickly. And they were, in fact, doing a number on me. That staff looks just nasty and silly at the same time. Like, it's a big hunking crystal heart thingy going.
Finally, this place is presentable. What now? We should let the villagers know we took care of the bandits.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to equip potions. There we are.
Welcome, Inquisitor. My name is Charter. Leliana's eyes and ears, especially in this place. I'll have some information for you once my man Butcher finds us. He's running late.
Did Sister Nightingale tell you why she wanted agents here?
We lie on the main road between Denerim and Val Royeaux. Couriers stop here all the time. For what they're paid, some have surprisingly loose tongues.
When's this spy named Butcher supposed to arrive?
Half hour ago, by the south gate. I hope he's only delayed. Butcher's last message swore he had secrets for us worth 10 times his weight in gold.
I should be going.
Another time.
Okay, I'm gonna change. Well, first of all, yeah, I'm gonna. I know I'm gonna go back to Haven, to Skyhall. I keep saying Haven, and because I'm gonna have to go to another place first, which is another rainy swamp thing. The one thing I'd say about environmental aspects of this game that I really don't like it. Again, it was a design decision, which is perfectly understandable. But the fact that all the regions more or less stay the same no matter what, like you go to the Hinterlands, it's always sunny and it's always clear. You go to, well, in that particular region is the one region that changes if you do something later on. But, for the most part, it doesn't change. And it's kind of weird that it doesn't. It's always night or always daylight or whatever, right? Regardless of how many hours it takes you to go there and back again, and how many hours you spend in any one region, it's like it's always whatever. Okay. Yeah.
If it was abandoned when we arrived, who named this place Skyhold?
Solus says it changed hands so many times, the original builders can't be traced.
Is that what Solus said? Interesting. Let's try Varric. And who's gonna be the mage? Oh, let's have Vivian. Vivian has done well. Let's do this combo. And Bellissima Lady Pats von Knuckle Fronts. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, but I think it makes it a little boring as well. After a while, there's enough regions in the game that you're not gonna get bored, right?
Our missing patrols are being held hostage.
And another thing I would say, it's a leveling, right?
What are they doing?
They
in a
wanted
bog?
to avoid, for the
That's
most
the
part,
thing.
grinding,
Their leader,
right? People just
he
go
wants
in
them to
one
fight
low-level
you,
area and just
because
grind
you're the Herald
monsters.
of Andraste.
But
What do they have against Andraste?
the effect is that later
Well,
in the
The Avar
game,
think there are gods in nature. As
you
in,
go into
the sky
places
has
and you
a
kill a
god
bunch of
and the
enemies and you don't
forest.
get anything for it.
The
Or,
Avar
well,
say
you do
you're
get
claiming to
treasure,
be sent by one,
which, you
and
know,
they'll
if you
challenge the
if
will
you
of your
crafted
god with
everything
their
you're
own.
gonna craft,
I think their
you
leader's
maxed
just
out.
a boastful little prick
You don't
who
need
wants
to
to
craft
brag he
anything
killed
else
you.
then.
I was hoping we could negotiate.
I wouldn't count on it. These Avar don't seem to value diplomacy. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait, you're not squeamish about undead, are you?
They're not on the list of my favorite monsters.
You'll want to stay out of the water, then. The Avar are holed up in the castle on the other side of the Fallow Mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
Is that they don't scale up, right? So you can over level and in such a way that Varric. Let's set them up. In such a way that
Look around.
that you don't kind of want to, you just want to avoid those areas. And they're pretty interesting from a lore point of view, from a exploration point of view, but, and I guess you can scrape some experience from them. Who isn't squeamish about the undead? Yes, you're supposed to be dead, but you're not. But here you are, not dead. And somehow I have to kill you. Yeah, that's not cool.
Word for you.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
Blue vitriol. That doesn't sound like something I want to mine, but I guess I will. What is this rock? I hate you. I hate you. Like, but I hate you. You son of a... Whoa. Your mother was a... Whoa. Certainly is blue, and certainly has vitriol. Your daddy got... Oh, no. Let my parents alone, dude. Oh, I also have to go back to the hinterlands in order to get all the tiles. But I'm probably gonna do that off screen because it's gonna be boring just walking around trying to find all the tile sets. Summerstone. It's a Sony stone. What a nasty rock, full of vitriol. Well, I don't know who named them. As I, and I like the mining too. It's just like grab something, you just break it off the stones. Like, yeah, just you're mine now. I'm liking the blizzard attack that Vivienne is having. AoE and crowd control, all in one.
This can't be all of them. There must be more further in.
Ferelden scout hat. Like the Ferelden Boy Scouts?
Look, signs of a plague.
I'd guess that the afflicted never made it far enough to spread the disease past this bog. It's fortunate. Waterborne diseases are often painful.
And like she says, it's like, well, you know, it's good that they died all together here and never came before anyone else because, you know, disease is kind of icky, so, I know she means well, but it's sometimes like just being a rich, well, you know. Oh yeah, I gotta get. I gotta go into the water to get some bodies too. Oh, you're dead. Might as well kill you again. And there's Blood Lotus. Oh god damn it! I like the Blood Lotus. Gotta find the floating bodies. And there's a box there as well. Oh yes.
Careful. Disturbing the water draws them out. Watch out!
If you see any floating bodies, head down. I need to find Blood Lotus. Yeah, she can be one cold-hearted. I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean. I hate using gender. There's one of the bodies. I don't like gendered insults. When there's really no reason to use them. The same reason I give Vivienne ice powers is the same reason why Dorian has fire powers.
Is that a beacon of some sort?
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Look out!
You deal with that while we kill this guy. I hate Mr. Jumpy Pants here.
If we find any more beacons, we could lure the undead onto solid ground. Might be a faster fight.
Keep an eye out for more then.
Well, kinda. Not really. Actually, he isn't. Not really. Like I said before, he's more of he's passionate, definitely, but I would not use that word to describe him. It's more of his. I would say that his femininity, if you would call him that, like I said before, comes more from the fact that he's a rich boy than, you know, anything to do with, say, his choice of love. At least that's my take on it. He is flashy though, yes. I guess in this world nobody has invented the lightning rod. Oh, Don Lotus. Lotus. More summer stone. See if I see another body in the water. Oh, no bodies in the water from here. Great stone. You know, I think they missed a perfect opportunity to have at least one Easter egg where one of the stones actually insults you. Be like a magical possessed stone. That would have been hilarious. Like, what do they call it? Or maybe be like a Robin Williams style character. A pet rock, maybe. But again, I guess they were not gonna go for that. You see any bodies? I don't see any bodies, other than The Walking Dead, of course. A small note, the words "not deathroot" have been underlined 3 times. There's a small illustration of a plant that looks like spindleweed, with this one underneath it. Well, he took the wrong medicine, I guess. Ah, Masterword and Great Greatsword. Enhanced Immolation Ring. Ooh, nice. Viridium. The Stone of Truth.
Decent place to camp.
Okay, BioWare, if you see this you won't, but if you do, and you'd make a blue vitriol pet rock thing going,
No sign of the Avar
you owe me
want to
money.
challenge me.
I'll take $100. I'm not, you know, I'm
I
not.
hope the Avar haven't gotten bored with the hostages and that they understand how hostages work.
I guess it has a solid point. Never mind. That's a bad one. Oh, a bear. No found a dire and a dire campsite. Uncle, I was hiding supply above the rocks when I heard voices from the windmill to the west. It was the horned men again. There's more of them now. I have to see. Blah, blah. Okay, Lewis didn't survive his meeting with the Hornmen. Whichever the Hornmen are. The Hornmen.
Will you put your shield down? The light glinting off it pierces my eyes.
Says the woman encrusted in crystals.
They are fine quality crystals.
Well, excuse me, Vivian. You and your finely encrusted crystals. Your crusty crystals. Yeah, it was a gray. Like, oh, there's some treasure. It's garbage. It's literal vendor trash. Vendor trash. Well, I've been here before, so I'll have to go back again. Again? Looks like you have a persistent spirit, but...
Die!
What? Why did I say that? Die! Okay. Wrong spell. Yeah, this is a part of the story when someone else comes over, like the Scooby Gang, and goes and sees, oh my god, they kill people in this campsite. There must be a killer on the loose. And it's just me running around just...
Ooh, quite a smell. These people never had a chance.
What was their crime? You gotta die sometimes. Their crime was that my heads-up display decided that they were enemies. That's it. That was their crime. Oh, they're red. Okay, they're dead. I guess it's anti-communist heads-up display. A anti-communist GUI. Better dead than red, I guess. I have no idea. I'm basically exploring this area and I have no idea where am I. I'm supposed to be following the beacons, but like, fuck it. Don't care. I bypassed the beacons altogether. Ah, yes. Open fate rate. One less, that's good. Check me, Black Wall. My back wall, I guess.
Lady of the skies, you can mend the gaps in the air.
There's a reason.
So, you're Herald of Andraste. My kin want you dead, Lowlander, but it's not my job. No fears from me.
I talk at a normal speed, but move like this because the animation is broken.
I thought the Avar wanted to fight me.
Our chieftain's son wants to fight you. I'm called in when the dead pile up. Rights to the gods, mending for the bleeding, a dagger for the dying. That's what I do. I don't pick up a blade for a whelp's trophy hunt.
The other Avar kidnapped an Inquisition patrol. Are they all right?
A few were injured in the skirmish, but they were alive. Last I saw them. Someone's trained them well. They killed more of us than I thought they would.
Farewell, then.
Watch the water.
The animation hasn't kicked in well, so... I'll talk at normal speed, but I can't move so good. Come on, little spirit. Ah, dead body, no water. I think I have enough for it. Now I'm gonna backtrack. Another body? Nope. Don't seem like there are more floating bodies. Getting those Venatori tomes is going to be a pain in the butt. But well worth it once I get the new powers and abilities. I prefer of all the abilities you can get for Mage, I think Rift Mage is just the best. It's simply the best. Here comes the first wave. Oh, that was explosive. Not because of that. Not at all. Any thoughts of that to the contrary are abject and complete lies. Well, I got my ring velvet. Now I gotta get the tomes. Staring at the set of unreadable runes conjures up strong feelings of bitterness and arrogance in equal measure. They fade slowly. Well. Okay, let's do one more beacon, one more area. Let's look at the map. I've been all over the place. Let's do one more and then call it a day. I think. What's an angry naked pig? We'll rescue the Evar later. Besides, I need to unpack my bags. I got a lot of crap that I have. Blood lotus and elfweed, whatever, are the two things that I always pick up. Always. No, I don't think that's... I can't... Oh, that's something. Don't attack the naked pig things. Those are pretty nasty. How do I... Okay, let me jump through there. And go this way. This is the way. This is the west. Just a random chest here because, of course, with a lover's knot. Because why wouldn't there be a lover's knot inside a chest? Right? It's video game logic, I guess. So much for not touching the water. you, and a berry for you.
Are you alright, Lady Vivienne?
Whatever are you talking about, darling?
In our last fight, I saw you take a blow. If I'd been there quicker,
Oh, aren't you precious?
I appear to have offended.
No, dear. You couldn't possibly offend me.
That's the other side of the nut. And here we are. So we're gonna go back to Skyholm, sell a couple of things, and call it in a day. We're gonna be picking up at tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern on a Monday. We're still on a countdown to our next game. So that probably is gonna be two. I'm gonna interrupt this game to play another fantasy game, so I can go back and play this fantasy game. I'll probably be playing all the way to October if I get all the DLC. And we just lost power. So thank you all for coming. And I guess I have to start end very quickly. Thank you all, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.